Hello, everyone. It's Phil here. It's Outside the Brand. Welcome to Outside the Brand, episode number 70. For your Monday Night Raw post-show review on October 18th, 2021. I hate having this woman on our thumbnail, but considering she was in the main event, we kind of had to see it through. Tonight, guys, all I'm saying is I'm glad I watched football. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's only the two of us tonight. It's me and Olaf. Some personal stuff got in the way with other OTB members, and other members just really didn't want to join because this show was that bad. And we got another one packing for a move to another state. So we'll see them when we can, but it's me and Olaf. Olaf, how the heck are you? What's been going on?
I hate this damn show.
I do too.
I really hate it. I don't know what to say anymore. I hate it.
I do too. Man, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. This show, I only watched the main event because I was watching football. I was watching a great game on Monday Night Football, Bills versus Titans. Great stuff. And then all of a sudden I have to turn on Monday Night Raw for the final half hour because I knew that the Raw Women's Championship was going to be defended tonight. And while that was, I'll say it, while that was a good match and all, that fucking ending was probably one of the worst endings I ever seen for a Monday Night Raw. And you just wasted everybody's time. You wasted everybody's time for the 3 hours, well, the 2.5 hours, and then the 30 minutes that you booked for this, all for disqualification.
Pretty much. It came out of nowhere. It just seemed like it was rushed, unplanned, like usual. And I'm disgusted, like always, with this damn ass show. So here we are again, talking about how bad it is.
And this was the go-home show. This was the Raw go-home show before Crown Jewel this Thursday on Peacock. And I like it says in the thumbnail, the go-home show for Crown Jewel 2021 ends in complete disaster. So, are you having any hopes for Crown Jewel this Thursday, or are we just waiting for it to get over so that we can get to Survivor Series and hope for something in a better light?
Crown Jewel would be amazing or really bad, and I'm gonna pick really bad because why would it be amazing? Honestly, I mean,
yeah,
I have my wishes. The only title I see changing is the SmackDown Women's Championship, and even though that probably is the least thing that's going to happen, I will be very surprised if anything else changed. We know Roman's going to win. We know how Bobby and Goldberg is going to go for the most part. Everything is just like the card looks good. I'm not going to lie and say the card doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But as far as execution, this company showed me again tonight that even with an amazing main event like Bianca and Charlotte, they know how to mess stuff up, and mess it up they did.
Right. Like you said, like I when you're looking at this card looks great up and down for Crown Jewel, but like you always say, execution is everything, and execution is key. The way that they've executed all these Raws and all these SmackDowns heading into Crown Jewel, yeah. I mean, it hasn't been the best. It really hasn't. And then I can't even really name one exciting thing I'm more looking forward to for Crown Jewel other than Roman and Brock, I mean, even though as much as we hate Brock Lesnar here on OTB and call him jeans and all that stuff, and our mixed emotions about Roman Reigns and everything in between. I mean, Saul, Megan, and I, of course, love him, but other OTB members seem to be a little bit on one side and on the other. And then for Raw, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what I'm supposed to be looking forward to on the Raw side of the Crown Jewel.
Nothing really. They're banking on how good the card looks. You know they're not banking. It's really wonderful. We're still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So, and that's just what it is. But
right.
It's tough feeling like you're stuck in the crowd. And that's how I feel every freaking week. It's not fun anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And to kick it off, and like honestly, to even makes matters worse. I mean, I feel like from what I heard, because I was watching football. Xavier and Jinder was pretty decent, but then when it came to Shayna and Piper, that shit the bed. I feel, or at least I heard.
The fact that Shayna lost is beyond.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what they're trying to do anymore. I don't know if they care. It doesn't seem like people. So now we're just waiting for something exciting to happen with this show. It's just bad. There's no other word to describe it. Just bad.
Like you said, there's no other way to describe it, guys. But guys, welcome to Outside the Brand, episode number 70. For your Raw review on October 18, 2021. We're going to be breaking this down as much as we possibly can, as we always do here on this podcast, but it's time for me and my shameful plugging and selling out, as we all call it here on the podcast. But guys, if you haven't seen anything in the past week here on OTB, go check it out. It's on the homepage for the channel. Last night, on a very special episode of Outside the Brand, we had Real 1C and Saul do a WWE Draft Special. And before we even get into the Raw review, I'm going to legitimately go on my TikTok right now on my phone, click on the poll that I put up for their rosters, and I'll be just telling everybody the winner, because I made an announcement saying that I will be announcing the winner right here on the Monday Night Raw podcast, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So here we are. If you guys actually, I'm gonna read the rosters again so that we can all figure out. If you guys weren't there, we can figure out the rosters. So Real 1C drafted Eddie Guerrero, Nick Gage, Jeff Hardy. Oh wait, yeah. Hold on. It's not loading up. There we go. Are we gonna load up? There we go. Eddie Guerrero, Nick Gage, Jeff Hardy, rated RKO, Goldberg, Kurt Angle from TNA. I should read this stuff. So Eddie Guerrero from WWE, Nick Gage from GCW, Jeff Hardy from TNA, rated RKO from WWE, of course, Goldberg from WCW, Kurt Angle from TNA, Roman from WWE, AJ Styles from TNA, Sasha Banks from WWE, the Lucha Bros from AAA, Young Bucks from Ring of Honor, Brock Lesnar, Chris Jericho from AEW, Kazuchika Okada from New Japan, Matt Morgan from TNA, Moxley from AEW, Switchblade Jay White, Becky Lynch, Raven from ECW, New Jack from ECW, Seth Rollins, he who shall not be named, if you're a wrestling fan, Christian Cage from TNA, Proud and Powerful, who are Santana and Ortiz from AAA, CM Punk from WWE, Drew Galloway from TNA, Andre the Giant from WWE, Bret Hart, MJF from AEW, Rey Mysterio, Crime Time, Darby Allin, Carlito, Finn Balor, and Bryan Danielson from Ring of Honor. Laugh, what did you think of that roster?
I already had a conversation. I know who won five picks of one of the first people because one of the competitors, I told him, and he probably will tell you, I told him this, he was going way off of emotion and going off of, instead of going off of logic, because he was going against someone who was very, very, very intelligent. So, I mean, you'll find out. The results, I realized that was going to happen very early in. So they both had good rosters, though. I ain't gonna say they both had like trash rosters or anything like that, but adjustments.
Yeah. Saul's roster, so that we can read his and just not one or the other. Stone Cold from WWE, The Rock from WWE, Undertaker from WWE, John Cena from WWE, DX from WWE, Kenny Omega from New Japan, Homicide and Hernandez from TNA, Samoa Joe from TNA, Sting from WCW, RVD from WCW, Hulk Hogan from WWE, Randy Savage from WWE, Tetsuya Naito, New Japan, Motor City Machine Guns from TNA, Kane, Kota Ibushi from New Japan, Trish Stratus from WWE, Lita from WWE, Adam Cole from NXT, Ric Flair WCW, Dudley Boyz ECW, Britt Baker DMD from AEW, Usos from WWE, Ospreay from New Japan, Shinsuke Nakamura from New Japan, Yokozuna WWE, Owen Hart WWE, Matt Hardy from TNA, Brian Pillman Sr. from WWE, El Idolo from AAA, Mick Foley from ECW, DIY from NXT, Gail Kim from TNA, Kevin Steen from Ring of Honor, and Roddy Piper from WWE. So there you go. Thoughts on that one?
Another good roster.
Another good roster.
That's fine. Another good roster.
And the official winner of the OTP Draft Special last night on the podcast, episode number 69. Yes, it was, Loft. It really was. I wanted Raw to be 69, but we had this one for 69. With a score of 21-9, 21 votes being for Salt, 9 for Real 1C. Did you see that coming, my man?
Yeah. I told 1C that. I was like, you got to do better than that. So hopefully get a rematch going on. But Saul definitely won that one going away. Good battle, though.
Good battle. We'll definitely have more of those draft specials in the near future, because when we were doing it on Sunday, man, a lot of people in the chat were going crazy. We're trying to give suggestions, but of course they couldn't look at the chat because that would be cheating, and they wanted to do it heads up, full on, right then and there in front of each other. And honestly, it was a very, very fun time. So congratulations to Saul on the win. But hopefully we can do this again soon.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell for all notifications. Also hit that thumbs up button. You don't know how much it actually helps us out here on OTP. And all our TikToks are down in the description below. You can follow me. You can follow Saul, 1C, Megan, Nate, and Bash. Everybody's in there. Also, as a very special treat, from now on in the description, Bash and Loft, their MFN remix is also there. Go check it out. It's a great listen. You guys won't want to miss it, and you guys won't be disappointed. Loft, I did that for you and my man Bash.
I appreciate that, man.
All right, guys, let's get right into it. And, man, what the heck? I don't even want to talk about Rawson. I just want to talk about that banger of a song that you released. But we gotta do it. We gotta do it for the people. We gotta do it for the OTB fam. And guys, we kick things off. We kick things off with Charlotte, and of course we do. Right? She's annoyed that on her way out of Monday Night Raw, she isn't getting a party of some sort. That she's upset that also Bianca Belair is getting an opportunity at Charlotte for apparently no good reason, what she said. And Flair admits that Bianca has beaten Banks and Bayley, and Becky needed help to do it, but she can't beat the Mountain. Okay. Okay. Well, I wanted a fitting farewell for the most decorated woman in sports entertainment history, but obviously when she said that, crowd erupted in boos. What else is new?
Everything is new. No one likes it. Actually, some people do like it. It's weird to me, but
Bianca comes out onto the stage and gets a chant from the fans. Bianca says that there is no conspiracy or favoritism. It's just desserts. And in case that she doesn't remember, she has Charlotte beat until Becky Lynch saved her. Belair walked down to the ring and tells Charlotte she's moaning, but it's okay because she's the one to watch. As a farewell, Charlotte needs to say goodbye to the Raw Women's Championship tonight, but she should use that pain to make her tougher, rougher, and a bit kinder because she's taking that title at Crown Jewel, and when she returns, she'll have gold on both shoulders. So it was kind of a typical way that they did the promo here.
yeah,
Nothing too surprising.
nothing crazy. I mean, solid promo though. I think we get more into her more. Hopefully on Raw to let her go a little more. Even though I highly doubt that, but I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, she started to do it, so
Yeah. Let's see. Well, New Day was being interviewed backstage and about the whole King of the Ring stuff. Kofi says that he's going out there with was to make sure Veer and Shanky don't get involved like they did last week. Kofi says Martin Luther King had a dream, but it's Xavier's dream to be king, and that's the match, and that's the matchup that we got next. So I don't know what the whole MLK whole dream thing was about, but it kind of fit.
I mean, they had a I get.
Did I miss something? Martin Luther King Day was not today, was it? No. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, I was when I saw a video of it on Twitter, I was like, wait, what? Okay, but it worked, I guess. I guess they wanted to do the whole king and king thing, who knows?
I mean, I never know what they're thinking when they write these scripts. So I mean, anything could be the reason why. I'm mad at it though.
Speaking of that, though, we had the King of the Ring tournament semifinals match. The winner will face Finn Balor at Crown Jewel. Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston took on Jinder Mahal with Veer and Shanky. From what I heard, this wasn't honestly that bad of a match. But
I don't know.
You want to say that it wasn't that bad? Was it just yeah?
I couldn't say the match quality is starting to get better slowly. Oh, shit. The match quality is starting to get a little bit better, but I still don't understand some of the booking as far as like these matches.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're getting away from the rematches every week, then I'll watch this. I'll watch this all the time.
Jinder puts Woods on the top rope, but gets elbowed away. Woods walks along the ropes and hits a flying elbow drop for the 1-2-3. So the flying elbow drop, his finisher, got the win. And the final King of the Ring is set, as it'll be Xavier Woods taking on Finn Balor at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia.
Should be good.
Let's hope.
As long as Xavier wins, I'll be fine. If Finn wins, I
won't mind any of them being really King of the Ring. I think the Prince becoming the king, that kind of just rid itself on the SmackDown side of the bracket. Raw, this was all built for Xavier Woods anyway. So,
you're right.
Really wish we could have had this at Survivor Series because it's Raw versus SmackDown, but I don't know a thing. I don't know anything. That's just me. We had like 4 men from Raw and 4 men from SmackDown compete for this thing. When we all know there's a deep, deep roster in this company. Could have 16 and 16.
It's weird.
They rushed it for 3 weeks.
Pretty much.
They rushed it for 3 weeks. That's all that they did. The Survivor Series is like maybe 3-4 Sundays away. They could have done something.
They never wanted to do that. That would require too much effort.
That's very true. That's very true. Austin Theory was interviewed backstage earlier today, and Theory says that he used to look up to Hardy, but last week he was looking down at him. Suddenly, Reginald and a bunch of the rest of the 24/7 titled geeks were running around. R-Truth grabs Reggie, but Austin Theory shoves him and asks R-Truth if he knows who he is, and Truth says, "I have a theory." Of course they do. Something like that. Truth asks if he wants to take this to the ring, and Austin says he does. Okay. We have a video package for the upcoming No Holds Barred match between Bobby Lashley and Bill at Crown Jewel, and we'll get an interview later on tonight. Austin Theory is waiting in the ring for R-Truth, but he comes out and reveals his real opponent, Jeff Hardy. So it's Austin Theory versus Jeff Hardy again.
Yeah. That's the one I'll let, because my bias is screaming, but I don't care because y'all. But yeah, that's the one rematch I'll let slide for now. I don't want to see it 5 weeks from now again. But
Hardy's going to SmackDown, so we won't see it.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot. You're right. You are right, Phil. Wow.
Honestly, they're having Austin already be here on Monday Night Raw when he's technically only supposed to be here for next week. When they're doing this now so that they can get him these wins over Jeff Hardy, make him like, oh my gosh, he beat Jeff Hardy. He beat one of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all. I'll say it, one of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time, if you can even say that, and just get him up there in, I wouldn't say rankings, but just get him in a better light. You know, I mean, he's a young kid from NXT. He's only like 24, 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This kid can go. And getting wins over Hardy, I mean,
it's good, but it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really know how to say it, but that's exactly it.
Yeah, like you could say, "Oh, I beat Jeff Hardy," but it's like, yeah, but we all know Jeff is not the Jeff he used
What
to
has
be.
he really done for me lately?
Yeah,
In
like,
WWE sense.
You could have had him beat Jeff Hardy and then had him fight other guys level like a veteran. I don't know why they keep pushing the got to fight Jeff Hardy. It's like what they try to do with Cedric Alexander, and that was like weird.
Right, yeah.
You know, but I see what their goal is. I'm just happy Jeff is going to SmackDown, and I'm very happy what happened directly after the pinfall, because that showed me something. That showed me a little something.
So Austin Theory did pick up the win here, guys. Theory hits the ropes to crotch Jeff Hardy, who was he was probably going for a swanton. Like I said, I wasn't even really watching the show because I was watching football. What was he doing when he got chopped off the ropes?
Going for a swanton.
Swanton, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he then picks up Jeff Hardy and hits the ATL to score the win and to score the pinfall 1, 2, 3. I like the ATL. That whole finishing maneuver that he does. I think it's pretty much a TKO if I'm not mistaken. But
it looks like it.
Yeah. But he calls it the ATL. I don't know what the L is, but I know AT is for Austin Theory. I just don't know what the L is for that. If anybody knows, let me know.
It's probably
I was gonna say lariat, but it's not a lariat. It's literally a TKO. So, if it was ATL and it was a lariat, that would make sense. But
yeah,
it's just me. After the match, Theory grabs his phone and goes over to lay down beside Jeff Hardy for another selfie. Theory gets up and shows the photo to the camera, but Hardy then grabs him, hits a twist of fate, and Hardy takes his phone, lays down to take a selfie, which is coincidentally last profile picture for tonight. So that's the picture that he took, and I love Jeff Hardy. I do. As much as he's really not doing much on WWE TV right now, whenever he's on our screens, we just love it because at least he's on our screens, you know.
Exactly. Only thing
go ahead. Sorry.
That's the only thing I ask. I want him to be used right when he goes to SmackDown, because I know how bad it can be. I know how bad it can be, and I'm part of me scared, but we'll see what happens.
Big E is backstage and Drew McIntyre approaches him. Drew says that he saw the footage back and realized that Big E didn't mean to hit him, but he knew he was busted open and saw Big E. So what was he supposed to do? Big E says that he didn't help matters when he tagged himself in, so how about they work together tonight, then on Thursday they can beat the whole hell out of each other and may the best man win. Drew says that he will. Then Big E does his introduction before his entrance. So, typical, again, can they coexist in this tag team match against the Dirty Dawgs? Wasn't this the main event last week?
Oh.
Or something of that nature. We had this match.
You know that it was too. Oh, against the Usos.
Oh, the Usos. Okay. I'm like, I knew we saw some kind of tag team match with these two last week. So, Yeah, okay, so it's the Dirty Dogs. Big shocker. Biggie and Drew McIntyre win this thing. And I honestly say big shocker because honestly, normally the way that they have been booking Biggie so far as WWE champion, I would not have been surprised if the Dirty Dog won this thing. Obviously pinning Drew because you're not pinning the WWE champion. Yeah. But Biggie tags himself in and hits a big ending on Rude for the 1, 2, 3. So there you go. Tags himself in because of what happened last week when Drew tagged himself in. Typical.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah. After the match, Biggie and Drew McIntyre pose together and then start arguing and then have a tense stare down. So, great. We're posing together now.
Yeah.
What? Okay. What even happened next? Apparently the Street Profits are backstage talking about Crown Jewel.
Yeah, they did it.
I remember like when the Street Profits were just starting out on the main roster, they were in these backstage segments and they were literally talking about what was happening on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown that night.
Yeah.
Were they pretty much doing that for Crown Jewel or just hyping it up in that way when they were doing all those months ago?
Pretty much. It comes with the card like we don't know the card already. I mean, I like hearing them talk, so I wasn't mad at it. I like hearing them talk about things. So.
Because, I mean, I knew they used to do that back when they were just starting out on the main roster. They were in the backstage segments, and they were pretty much going over what was going on the show.
Yeah.
So
bad.
They just brought him back and said, hey, you're going to do this thing again. So there you go. Try to make it look good.
Wasn't bad at all.
Mansoor took on Cedric Alexander. Michelle and Benjamin in this corner. Very short match, it seemed. Mansoor comes over to the ropes and with a springboard neck breaker, 1, 2, 3. Mansoor with the win.
They just threw that one to their rock. I'm not sure what the purpose of that one was.
I thought the Hurt Business was back. I thought they were supposed to hurt people.
They are. They're hurting like themselves, I think.
They've been hurting themselves, yeah, by getting back together. Ali comes out, and as soon as Mansoor's match is over, Ali is wearing a suit, and he is saying that Mansoor is still smiling like a fanboy, and he is just done with him. So this Thursday in Mansoor's hometown, he'll wipe that smile off his face, and Mansoor shouts at him and to tell him to shut up and look at him. He's not smiling now, but on Thursday, he will beat him senseless, and Mansoor speaks in Arabic to finish the promo. So we don't know what he said afterwards, but he just said he's going to kick his ass, pretty much. In his hometown.
Not something.
Can't understand you, my man. I mean, I understand that's like just kind of where you go in that situation, but
I like the some aggression. I've been waiting to see that aggression. So.
Yeah, I like Mansoor. I do. I think he's honestly really good in the ring. They just had him in this tag team, and now all of a sudden they're just trying to break him out. So we'll see what happens.
I like it, though.
He has to win on Sunday.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's no way in the world.
I mean, I know WWE is usually like the king and like the kings and queens of like, oh yeah, you're in your hometown, lose, but they're in Saudi Arabia. They have to have him win here.
It'll be beyond stupid for it to happen, but we all know they're not the smartest, so.
Next week the Kevin Owens show's back on.
Oh yeah.
He's doing the KO. He's doing the KO show next week. Great stuff. I think when they were even showing this promo, they went into that whole commercial thing with Chucky and all that stuff. So
yeah,
there was that.
They're really going overboard with that kind of.
Yeah. And right before this podcast went on the air, that whole Chucky series was turning on after all. So yeah, I'm like, yep, off please. And we did this podcast instead. So Bobby Lashley and Goldberg had their split screen interview, and man, do I not even care. What happened here, Off?
That was the weirdest interview. Bobby talks like there's water in his mouth. Goldberg was screaming how he wants to kill him. It was just weird. It was just talking about things that they're not going to do to each other. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
So their split screen interview, Goldberg cuts Corey Graves off and says that he isn't threatening Lashley because he will do exactly what he said he would. Beat Lashley to within an inch of his life and finish the job. Okay. Lashley says that it's not only nonsensical but stupid. You could call the authorities, but that's not how the Almighty handles business. He's untouchable in the ring, and at Crown Jewel, things will end the same way they did at SummerSlam. Lashley mentions Gage, and Goldberg tells him to be careful because he's going to hurt him more. Goldberg says it's 72 hours until he gets his hands on him. Lashley says Goldberg will be on his knees begging for forgiveness and mercy. Up until now, Goldberg has fought Lashley with restrictions, but on Thursday, nothing's going to stop him from ending Bill's career. Lashley rips his microphone off and walks away, and Goldberg wishes him safe travels and says that he's dead. Okay. Okay. No Holds Barred this Thursday at Crown Jewel in Saudi. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. All the stuff see so much stuff at us, and half it's not going to work. So
I don't know. RK Bro is backstage, and Riddle is saying Orton is such a good actor, he might win an Oscar someday. He's worried Orton wouldn't help him last week, but he knew deep down inside that was the plan. Orton says for the love of God, there was no plan, but Riddle still doesn't believe him. And Riddle asks if the plan is for the Street Profits and what the plan is for the Street Profits, and Orton says that the plan is to go out to the ring and win. That's it. Which is the same plan for Crown Jewel. Orton asks Riddle if he wants the smoke, and of course, he does. If you know, you know.
Yeah, that was so stupid. Yeah. Great joke.
Great stuff, WWE. You have to get that in there. RK Bro versus the Street Profits. Honestly, I'm kind of mad that I missed this match. I feel like this match was pretty good.
I mean,
or was it?
It was cool. It was cool. I was. My mind wasn't there. Like during the match, I was waiting for something else exciting to happen because every time RK Bro's on my screen, I just get bored. I can't. They just bore me because I'm tired of hearing the high jokes and I'm tired of hearing that. So it was cool for what it was. We all know the four of them can freaking wrestle, so it was cool.
Yeah. Orton wants an RKO, but out comes Omos. Okay, so here we go. Omos to cause a distraction, allowing Styles to come from behind and hit a phenomenal forearm. So, disqualification. Okay. I could have saw that coming.
Yeah. I was surprised when I saw him in mid-air. Yeah, but it happens.
Okay, so then after that, Omos just wrecks havoc. He takes care of Riddle. He takes care of Montez for some reason with the military press. And Omos waits for Orton and eats a roundhouse kick. So, okay. So this roundhouse kick is still going to be a thing for Omos. How do you feel about Omos having a roundhouse kick?
I'm tired of hearing him talk.
Well, yeah.
Him just doing a freaking roadhouse kick is nuts.
It doesn't fit him. How? A big 7'3" man doing a roundhouse kick. That makes no sense to me.
It's really bad, man. Because I did wrestling with the chain and the pants and
Almost.
It's big as shit. I'm trying to kick him. No, sit down, sir. I don't like that.
Sit down and watch AJ Styles wrestle, please.
Yeah, please.
Let him be in the singles capacity. God damn it. I wouldn't mind a Big E versus AJ Styles match. I think that would be great. But no, since he's in this tag team, it has to be with Omos.
Please.
Who says that you can't be in a tag team but also still be going for the WWE title?
They don't know what to do. They have no idea what to do at all.
Didn't Randy Orton do that?
I think,
when Bobby was champ?
I know, man.
Kinda. I think he did.
You're gonna stress yourself out trying to figure out why these things happen.
Queen's Crown.
Whoa.
This shit.
It's just slowly getting worse, or quickly getting worse. Actually, no, it's worse. It's done.
I told you right from the get-go that this tournament was doomed. Didn't I say that?
I don't know why you booked Shayna Baszler to break everyone's arm and have Nia freaking scream as if her arm has been ripped out of her socket, just to have her lose to Piper like that. In what was it? 2 minutes and like 58 seconds.
Pretty much, yeah. I think it was like 2 minutes 48. The timing.
Yeah, no. Turn that shit off. Turn it off. Oh no, it's disgusting.
Piper looks for a cross body and Baszler avoids it, but then looks for the Kirifu to clutch again. Piper fights it off for about a minute or so and leans back for the pin. Like, Zelina Vega, please, you're our last hope. She really is. If Piper actually wins this thing,
she might do it. She might do it. I'm gonna ram my head on TV. So I mean, it's gonna be bad. It's just gonna.
Queen's Crown tournament is an absolute failure. It is, and this tournament, like, listen. I'm all about giving the women the opportunities that they deserve. I love women's professional wrestling, but there are just some things that you should just leave alone. King of the Ring was special. I say was because this one was rushed, and so have pretty much every other King of the Ring tournament, besides the one that Sheamus won all those years ago. I think it was back in 2011.
Yeah.
Because that one actually made Sheamus a bit more relevant at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's where he is today. But they try to do it for the women, and it absolutely blew every single time that we saw these women on TV. Matches that were under a minute to 2 minutes long. That's
I don't get why they write this down for it to. I don't know how you put this as a freaking acceptable way to get out of these tournament matches. It just doesn't. It doesn't look right. And I told everyone on live. I told everyone on my live when that match just ended. I don't think men should be in charge of the women's division, because most of the men that are backstage, they only pick women off of how good they look, as far as like a hypersexualized manner. Like remember the Diva search?
Yep.
The Diva search was not over who could do a best headlock. You, and me know, and everyone watching this knows what the hell the Diva search was. How they found the Divas.
The Bella twins, I believe, were found there.
Huh?
Kelly, I believe, was found there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this is kind of weird, but we're gonna talk about it a different time. But it's
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, it's fucked. So it's like you hypersexualize women for this many years. You have the women's revolution with Sasha, Becky, Bayley, and Charlotte, and we have good years. We have women main eventing WrestleMania. Bianca and Sasha, first two black women to main event WrestleMania, and then Queen's Crown, and just slowly whittled all of that down what they did this whole time. And now it's just like you have John Laurinaitis back there who doesn't give a damn about women's wrestling.
Maurice was found there, right? Yeah. So,
and if you like 5 of the women that were picked up from the Diva search, and you get them against 5 of the women like AEW, Impact, and WWE, they would whoop their ass.
Yeah.
Because the women that I know for a fact in AEW, most of the women picked in WWE at this point, I know there's a few that do not need to be there because they're not good wrestlers. They just, you know what I'm saying? But it's just weird. I don't know why you have to subject the women to that, you know? And you can watch a wrestling match like Maria versus Maurice, like they're saying in chat, and then you can watch a match between Sasha and Bianca and look at the differences.
Yeah.
We don't see the bra and panties matches and the mud fights and the fucking whatever the fuck they was doing, but it's just it's not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore, and I'm happy it's not the same, because that's the way the revolution is supposed to go. But John Laurinaitis' old ass should not be telling me what women should be on TV, because he's only picking them for his own freaking weird ass ways. Him and Vince too, so he's not exempt from this either. So,
and I know for a fact that this is not TJ's fault. TJ, otherwise known as Tyson Kidd, he's technically one of the main producers for the women's division, but I can't see this being Tyson at all. This is totally on the shoulders of Vince and Laurinaitis.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure TJ would want to go to bat for them and actually say, hey, let's figure something else out, because having these women be on here for 2 minutes is not going to create some prestige for this tournament that you guys are trying to build. But obviously, TJ's not going to get listened to when it comes to Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard and John Laurinaitis.
Yeah, I'll just say I don't like seeing Stephanie McMahon on my TV screen because I think her voice is annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think she just annoys the shit out of me. But I can't take away from the fact that she knows exactly what she's doing with the women's division, because she's a woman. There should be no reason why this man should be telling me what women should be doing on the fucking roster, because obviously they're not doing it right, unless you leave it to people who like Sasha and Bayley, who can work under any condition. But For everyone else, it's just who's more attractive, you know. And then you can see it when they get exposed because you can't put our roster against other wrestling companies. You can barely put us against NXT's roster.
Yeah.
I think they would get smoked too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and they're trying to walk it back now. But that was my issue. I told you with Mandy Rose. I told you that was my issue with her. It's like you have somebody on the roster that wasn't as good as she is now because she definitely has improved. But we already know that she's being pushed as the next generation of the women's champions once Raquel moves to the main roster wherever she goes after she drops the championship. But it doesn't look fucking believable because Mandy Rose has never been built up as that. If she was built up as someone who could do something like that, I would understand. She's been built up like someone who is not for that, and then just thrust her in the way of Raquel, who's been just running through everybody. So it doesn't make any sense. It's just weird. It's just weird, and it's poorly executed, like everything else in this fuck ass company. You feel me? So
I've been saying that when it comes to the women of WWE, we're pretty much back in the Divas territory. We're back there. I've been saying that for weeks, and I really haven't heard anybody tell me otherwise. Because honestly, how can you really argue with me on this when you're getting 1 minute to 2 minute matches with these women? Shayna Baszler freaking deserves better. She wrestles like she just wants to get the paycheck and just go home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, some things should just be left alone. And I want to get the whole hashtag give Divas a chance again trending because we're back there. We are back there.
Mm-hmm.
So all I can say, Shayna, is just wait it out. Wait out for your contract to expire. Don't resign, and then just go kick ass somewhere else. Because you, especially, deserve better.
For real.
Let's see. Nikki and Rhea welcome Bianca to Raw. Gives her a Raw baseball cap. Okay, look at that. And Nikki says that if Belair needs any help, that they got her back, and she's and like don't always have her back, but she says that she'll be fine on her own. So it's just brutality, whatever.
Shit is definitely.
She left you. Yeah, exactly, Chomo. She left UFC to be treated like this. Go kick ass in the UFC.
For
real. Please. Up next, we had Finn Balor. The man that is going to be going to Crown Jewel in the finals of King of the Ring. He's going to be taking on. Shoot, what's the guy? What's the name that we call him?
Who? Oh, Moose.
Moose. That's it. It's Moose. Yeah. It's Moose. Finn Balor versus Mace happens on Monday Night Raw. Very short. Shotgun drop kick, coup de grace, quick win.
Moose can really be something. He did not look bad.
He's not. He's not that bad of a wrestler inside that ring. It's just he got him in this gimmick. Dio Madden is not a bad wrestler whatsoever. If you guys actually look him up on YouTube, he's got some great highlights on YouTube. He does. And so does Dominic Dijakovic, but he's still being T-Bar. But Finn Balor, he was obviously going to get the win here. Crown Jewel coming up, King of the Ring finals. It was academic.
It's time for Shayna to go to Impact.
I did see that, Mo.
Mo,
good.
That is facts.
Good shout. Oh wow, Jesus, we're actually already there. Damn.
What?
Damn, not a lot happened on this goddamn show. We're already on the women's championship match.
Oh yeah, it's just 3 hours bullshit.
I didn't think we went that fast. Okay.
It's definitely, yeah.
Raw Women's Championship. This match honestly was really good. I will say that they did this a really good main event, but that ending fucking blowed.
It's like,
It sucks.
The only way I can describe it is like going to a restaurant and like everything is cool. Imagine you go on a date, right? And like everything is cool. You feel me? Your date's cool, the food's cool, fucking restaurant is cool, and then right at the end, right when you're about to leave, bill $900. Your phone, fuck you at negative 400. Now your ass bill. You look at her, she broke too. Now you both in trouble. Now it's tough. See,
now you're just trying to sneak out of there.
That's what that main event was like. Everything was cool until it wasn't. And I'm sitting there looking at the TV like, what the fuck did I watch?
Or you're just going to a restaurant having a 3-course meal. You got your appetizers. You actually got your main course, and then you're looking at the dessert. You get the dessert in front of you. You taste that goddamn thing. Everything else was going perfectly. You had a great dinner, and then the desserts just suck.
Now you're just sitting there mad.
Now you're just sitting there mad at yourself, saying, "Why the hell did I eat this thing? Why the heck did I even come here? It was great food and all, but now the desserts just suck, and I want to go home."
All the way to the end, they destroy it like usual. I think they were running out of time because the match went on for so long. As soon as
it took out the final half hour of the show.
Yes, as soon as Bianca stuck her hand up with the chair, it just cut to, hey, next episode of Chucky. I'm like, damn, y'all just all right. USA was like, get them the fuck off my screen. So I guess someone made a call for Charlotte to just smack her with the chair, just out of nowhere.
Exactly, like before on Raw, we used to like go like maybe a little over 11, like maybe 11:03, 11:05, so that they can actually finish and plug what they have to plug. But no, you have to cut it right at 11 now.
It was 11:03 when I saw Chucky screaming at me with my fucking phone. And I'm like, okay, nice.
You have to cut it right at 11 now. So
it's ruined it. This has ruined it. Ruined it.
Oh, and by the way, during this thing, Charlotte tried to do that goddamn moonsault like maybe 11 times during that match. Stop doing the moonsault. You suck at it.
No.
Every time she does that moonsault, it gets worse.
Bro, the one she did outside and Bianca sold it as if she got shot by a cannon.
Okay, the ones the outside are fine, but anytime she does to try to do it inside the ring, it sucks.
Go look at the instant replay. Charlotte hit all of Bianca's arm, and then Bianca collapsed as if her life was over. I'm like, bro, Charlotte missed her.
Oh, I thought you were defending her.
No, huh?
I thought you were defending Charlotte and her bad moonsaults.
No, she always misses.
That's what okay, good. We're on the same page then. I thought you were defending her and her moonsaults.
Bianca just collapsed as if it was just, the best moonsault ever. No.
I thought you were defending her and her moonsaults. I was gonna flip out on my boy. Oh my god! Thank God we're on the same page.
And I'm like, Charlotte did not touch you. She definitely hit you. She barely hit. She like lightly brushed her shoulder, like she applied Maybelline to her fucking shoulder, and then Bianca just falls on the ground, not moving. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm talking about. Why are you doing the moonsault? Never connected.
Because when I said that. Because when I said that it sucked, and all of a sudden you just automatically just started saying no, I'm like, dude, no, it sucks. Like, what are you trying to get at here? Don't tell me that it's don't tell me that it's good. Don't, because it's not.
It just reminded me of that. I saw that. I was looking at the camera. Like, did y'all just watch that terrible ass moonsault that she keeps trying to do? Yeah, it looks good in the air, but when she hits the ground and hits all of the air, it's just bad. It just hits 100% oxygen, and then I got to sit there and hear Corey Graves screaming at me, talking about that was the best moonsault. No, it's not. No. Yeah, get your mouth, bro. When Randy did the scoop slam, and Montez acted like there was just thumbtacks on the ring, it was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Jumping up and down like, all right, everyone's overselling tonight. Everyone's overselling tonight. I hate this damn program.
And Chomel, that's exactly right. Most of the matches involving the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championships in the last few weeks have ended in a very fast interruption or a disqualification, or an interruption leading to a disqualification. So,
It's disgusting.
yeah. I mean, that just shows right there that WWE literally gives two fucks about the women's division.
That's what I'm scared about. I know what this is my issue when I was talking about Konju before, like years ago when it first happened. You can easily have WWE go to somewhere like New Japan. Well, not New Japan, but go somewhere like Japan that has a bigger pure wrestling fan audience and have a show over there.
Yeah, but that crowd is very different too.
Yeah.
They know what they want and they know what they like.
Yeah, but it's like you have these shows and they're such they call it with these big extravagant names, and then they go out there and have matches like Goldberg and Fiend, where it's like, what the hell, you know?
That ended in like a minute and a half or however long that was.
They're burying superstars. They damn near killed Undertaker. Literally, damn near killed Undertaker. It's just
Triple H tore his pec over there in Saudi.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels and Triple H just having one of the worst matches I've seen in my life. They don't need to be in the ring. They've already established themselves as amazing in Hall of Fame.
I think Shawn Michaels had probably one of, if not the greatest retirement stories in all professional wrestling, and he came back for that one terrible match in Saudi Arabia.
The only good part of that match was the face-off between him and Undertaker, and that was only for a few seconds because then it hit me like, oh God, this isn't good. This is bad. Yeah. This is still bad now. Like, what do you know? What am I watching here?
Right.
I'm not scared for Thursday. I am kind of scared for Thursday, but at the same time, I'm just like, I just want it to be over because the only championship I want to change is the SmackDown Women's Championship. Everything else can just stay the same. But I don't want it to be like Extreme Rules where they had 14 different title matches and all of them ended with retaining, because that's like, why the title matches? You know?
When I was watching this main event, I was saying to myself, this right here determines the SmackDown Women's Championship match. In a way, it kind of does, because if Bianca wins, then it's either Sasha or if Bianca wins, it's pretty much Sasha, because there's no way Bianca was going to win that championship if she won the title tonight, and there's no way Becky was going to retain the title because she's SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah.
So if Bianca was winning tonight, it's going to be Sasha Banks getting that title on Thursday. But if Charlotte wins, then we either have two choices. Sasha wins on Thursday, or Becky Lynch retains and we just do the swapping of the titles. Because there's no way Bianca was going to win that because she's going to be on Monday Night Raw.
I hate when they swap the titles. They never did that. In the years that I grew up watching wrestling, imagine that shit.
Yeah.
Like Undertaker and like Randy Orton just walking up to each other. Here's my belt. Here's yours. That shit doesn't work. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. How the fuck? Like imagine if they just had Roman and E switch titles. Roman's whole character is surrounded around that blue belt, not the one E has. You can't do that, and it's just technically you can with the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championships because they obviously don't freaking value them as much as they value other championships. Or if you just want to do that, unify them again at this point, because now it's like when they had the Divas Championship and they had the Women's Championship. No one wanted the fucking Women's Championship. They wanted the Divas one. The Women's Championship was there. I think that was when Lay Cool like split them apart. Like I think
they literally ripped it apart and had half and half, and they were co-women's champions.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, you gonna do that? You're gonna have a red one in the blue side, like red side, blue side, and just cut the shit in half at Survivor Series, or like, 'cause I was asking people in the chat, I was like, which match do you want to see more, Bianca versus Sasha, or um Becky versus Charlotte? And a lot more people said Sasha versus Bianca because one, we didn't get that match at SummerSlam, and the last time they did get in the ring, it was freaking awesome. Becky and Charlotte, we've seen them fight repeatedly, and it's two heels. Well, I don't know what the hell Becky is, but technically it's two heels, and I don't know why they insist on putting two heels in the ring together when that's not how fucking professional wrestling works.
Yeah.
But you know, why would they give a fuck? So it's frustrating. If freaking Becky retains that championship, I'm gonna be done with this women's division for a minute because now it's just like now you guys don't even care.
I'm not going to be surprised because they did that with the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles. What makes us think that they won't do this for the women's titles too?
I want to hope they have more respect for Becky and Charlotte. Honestly, I want to hope they have more respect for what Becky and Charlotte have done. Whether you like them or not, you can't take away from what they've done. So if you just disrespect them like that on live television and have them switch titles, like that shit's cool, the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
Out of my face. Please.
Because I've been saying this for about 6 years. Wow. 6 years. That's before I even knew you.
Yeah.
And the rest of the OTB crew. Merge the fucking division.
It's too late now.
I know it's too late, but what else can you freaking do? You split these women apart, right? To ultimately create rematch after rematch after rematch. And now that you literally had Charlotte win the championship via disqualification because, oh yeah, I just had to. It's either Sasha or Becky, because we all know Bianca's not winning on Thursday.
Yeah,
give it to Sasha.
Holy shit! Oh.
Give it to Sasha.
That's the only point. That's the only way. I told you, make Becky pin her or make her tap out. Because if they go any other way, you risk messing it up again. You risk really, really messing this up again. You have a slam dunk here. Don't miss. I'm about to call her. Maybe she can like fix this damn division. I know she knows what she's doing.
Dude, if we didn't trust her leading this goddamn division, I'd be so happy.
I wonder if she watches. I wouldn't blame her if she did not watch this bullshit.
I wouldn't blame them either. Yeah. Charlotte won by disqualification. You guys knew that already. After the match, Belair grabs the chair that Flair introduced into the ring and hits her in the back. Flair rolls outside and Belair poses with the chair to end the show. And Belair will face Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks in that triple threat on Crown Jewel night for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We know Bianca's not going to win. It's down to Sasha. It's down to Becky. Just make it be Sasha, and I'll be happy. Have Becky just go to Monday Night Raw and do whatever the fuck she needs to do. And that's it. That was your episode of Monday Night Raw. Tuesday's NXT. So, well, tonight technically is NXT. Wednesday is Dynamite. Thursday at noon is Crown Jewel. We won't be able to see it live because everybody's got their own stuff going on. I'm pretty sure Waff will be in class.
Damn right.
I'll be at work. everybody else got their own stuff to do, and I'll watch it when I get home. But trust me, if it's good, we'll review it. If it's not, we'll tell you all about it on Friday. But on Friday, that's when we get the new rosters. So who knows if it's going to be even relevant at that point.
Hopefully I get to see.
Oh, and next week is the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. But that one actually kind of makes sense because, you gotta have new rosters now.
Yeah,
last week, it was like 2 weeks ago or whatever, we had this season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
But we didn't even have the rosters yet.
Super Raw. It's going to be 6 hours. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, and Megan, I believe she posted that this whole new the old school Raw is coming back.
Oh, boom. Boom.
It's going to be the same shit.
Yeah, it's going to change the fucking
they're going to change the layout and the whole, the nameplate's different when a superstar comes out. We'll probably have some legends here and there.
Hold up. When was the last time? Was the last time we did that when Cena and Rock did the rematch?
What, the old school Raw?
That's the last one I remember. I feel like they did it like 2 times after, but I can't. Only time I remember is when Cena.
They did like an old school Raw. I think they did an old school Raw back in 2020.
Oh.
List of WWE Raw special episodes. Here we are. They didn't technically name it Old School Raw back then, but they had Legends Night technically, which is pretty much the exact same thing in 2021 in January. Yeah, so they had like a Legends Night edition of Raw or something like that, which is pretty much their old school. But yeah, it's literally just going to be the exact same product. It's just going to be a different nameplate. We might see some legends here and there for the whole old school aspect, and then we'll just see what happens there. But yeah,
it's bad. It's so exhausting.
It combines 2 things that Vince loves, man. You know what those 2 things are?
What are those 2 things?
Old people and trying to pop a rating. That ultimately will not work.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, shit.
Yeah. Oh, and the third thing, never creating new stars. That's what it combines.
Oh, yeah.
That's what this night combines into one. You get old school Raw. Those 3 things combined, that's what you get for old school Raw. Not creating new stars, old people, and popping a rating that will never work.
And no leg slapping.
Oh yeah, and no legs and no thigh slapping.
I think they do those. I promise they still do those.
If they do, they get fined $5,000. So
that's nuts.
Yeah, you get fined $5,000 each every single time you do that leg slap.
That's crazy.
But they're WWE superstars, so they can pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh, but because it's not realistic enough.
I mean,
or it looks too fake.
I promise I've never seen them do it. Most of the rest of that, like when Drew does it, I never actively see him smack the shit out of his leg. Because he's been doing it all this time, so he knows how to make it look real. Or somewhat real. I don't know why you ban shit like that.
I know none of us in the whole wrestling community don't like the F word for fake, but that's what Vince's reason was, because it looks too fake.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I feel like
They do camera angles for a reason, Vince.
Yeah, we've been complaining about shit for years, and they're like, you know what? You know we should ban die slapping. That's it. That's what the fans do. No, bitch. That's not what we do.
And no wonder why AEW, as soon as they heard about that goddamn rule, they did like a little sign to make fun of it, because it honestly should have been made fun of that night. You fucking.
It's a joke.
If you haven't actually seen that laugh, I do recommend you go find it on YouTube. It's on there somewhere. But they made fun of the whole no leg slapping rule.
I watched the whole video of AEW making fun of WWE, which is for another conversation. I have my own opinion on that shit, but I definitely saw that. So,
but yeah, that it's just fucking ridiculous. But guys, that's it for your Monday Night Raw review right here on Outside the Brand. Like I said, if you haven't already, go follow all of us down in the description for our TikToks. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That like button, you have no idea how much that actually helps here on the channel. And also turn that bell on for all notifications. That way you never miss an upload / live stream. We're here live every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Saturdays when it comes to special extra editions of the show. Sundays and Thursdays are usually our off day, but when it comes to Saudi Arabia and Crown Jewel and all that stuff, Sunday will probably be the best bet if we want to do a review, but we'll see where we get there. Anything else you have to say before we get off the air tonight, Loft, as we look forward to Tuesday's NXT? That's facts.
I hate Raw.
That's facts, not printer.
Man.
Also, one more shameless plug. Loft and Bash did a banger on their channel a couple of days yesterday. Right?
Sunday.
Yeah, yesterday. Sunday. Go check it out. It's in the link in the description. Go check it out. You won't miss it. You won't want to miss it. You won't want to forget about it. I keep using it in almost every single one of my videos anyway, so we can get that sound on that charts for trending on TikTok. It's a great song.
I hope so. The one you use is like the original song, because we all we use is the beat. So people are like, "Oh my God, is that you?" Like, no, that's literally 2 Chainz. That is not me. You're gonna hear me. You go on my channel. You go on Batch's channel. That's where you hear me and Batch. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have done it without him, and I'm so happy that I got somebody to do that with. I've been waiting for somebody to like just rap with for a really long time, and that was just a little to see, like, to test the waters. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other stuff is happening with me and him, because he's a fucking genius. I say that he's a fucking genius, and he's talented as hell. So I'm really excited.
I never met a more hard. I'll say this because he's pretty much one of our brothers here on this podcast. I have never seen one of the most hardest working human beings in my life. He is so hardworking.
He just does not stop for anything. It's crazy.
And he's so humble about it too. He really is. He's a nice, humble human being, and I couldn't be more proud to call him a brother here on OTV.
That's the greatest, man.
But guys, that's it. We'll talk to you soon. For Loft, I'm Phil. Right here on Outside the Brand, we'll talk to you guys on NXT, episode number 71 of Outside the Brand. Take care, guys.